Hey guys, it's time to review the favorite photos that I shot during the week, ending on Friday, June 16th. Nothing's as cool as just walking into a store for no reason at all. And that's exactly what I did. This is at Circa, which is in downtown New Bedford. And Circa is like one of these really cool places that started off by selling like vintage wear and things like that. And now they have a lot of new items as well. So I just happened to walk in there, and there was a woman shopping for like a jacket. I guess they call duster jackets. I have no idea what that is, but that's what she was asking for. And it's funny because I saw these sunglasses there on a little stand, and just look at her. She's like, do you guys have any duster jackets? And just repeat the whole thing. The key is just to be like real invisible. How do you become real invisible when you're basically in a women's store and you're a guy? I don't know. You just sit there and you just take photos and you hope for the best. The next day, I decided to go by Mattapoisett, and it's funny because usually, like, you see, like, the sun is usually above the horizon, and I'm looking and I see this woman on a bicycle, and as you can tell, I really love my bicycles. So she's riding, and like the sun is just like perfectly rising, but it's rising from literally from below, being reflected in the water. So I just thought it was a cool composition. But the key on something like this is if you look at the poles, the way that they're lined up, you see like little things like the distance from the edge of the frame. That's what really makes the composition perfect. Everything matters in the frame, not just the woman on the bike. I got a tip on this one that they were installing a new playground at the Carlos Pacheco School, which used to be called Mount Pleasant School, which, guess what? It was the very first school that I attended in the United States. It's just one of those weird stories. It goes like, like everything is cyclical and you come back around. So I went there and I hung out there for a while, and there was a lot of coolness happening, but if you're patient and you just look around you. See what's there, and you're able to see things in a far more interesting way if you just take the time. Instead of spending my time speaking with those guys, I just sat there and observed what was going on. Same kind of thing here. Again, like, the old adage, like the best camera is the one you have with you. That was not shot with my regular DSLRs. That was actually shot with my cell phone. And you can, whatever camera you have with you is the best camera. Because why should you say, oh, if I had this camera, then I could have shot a picture? No. Whatever you have, use the limitations of the device for your benefit. These guys were installing the cobblestones. And again, the story, in this case, there's a strong foreground element, strong background element, but they all tell a story. Now, photojournalism is a deeply emotional format of telling stories, and sometimes it's really personal, and in this case it's ultra personal because you see, my uncle passed away, and he was a fisherman for many years, and he wanted to be cremated, and he wanted to go out to sea one last time. So that's what we did. Now, I could have left the cameras home because my cameras are only trained on somebody else's problems, right? But they're not. Nothing is out of reach, and I wanted to document these moments. Yeah, I'm getting emotional, sure, because these stories are just as important as somebody else's stories. And the easiest thing to do is take everybody else's stories and not apply the same to your own moments that you, in essence, sometimes you want to forget. But I didn't. So we went out to sea. That's my cousin and her husband. And she's just embracing her dad for one last time. And these are hard moments to tell. But these are stories that I feel always need to be told. So guess what? Next week, we'll have more stories to tell. Bye, guys.